There was a secret room beneath our garage. I used to think Idaho was the safest, quietest place on earth. Our neighborhood, 3 streets, 2 cul-de-sacs, 1 gas station, was the kind of place where nothing ever happened. Until the night we heard that sound. It was around 2:17 a.m. The house was asleep. My wife stirred first. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. I thought it was thunder, but when the noise came again, a deep, hollow crack from somewhere below, it was followed by a vibration that rattled the glasses in the kitchen. I grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the garage. The smell hit me first. Dust, damp concrete, and something faintly metallic. The beam of light fell on the floor, or what was left of it. Half the concrete had collapsed inward, forming a jagged hole about 6 feet across. Beneath it, darkness. A hollow echo when I called out. "Call 911, I told my wife, but even as I said it, curiosity overpowered fear. I lay flat and shone the flashlight into the gap. The beam caught something unexpected. Shelves. Wooden shelves perfectly aligned. There shouldn't have been anything there. Our house was built in the early 2000s. No basement, no crawl space, nothing. Just a slab of Idaho soil. By morning, the police and fire department had sealed the area. Even they looked puzzled. One of them muttered, "Doesn't look like a sinkhole. Looks man-made." When daylight finally filtered in, we saw it clearly. A hidden room, 10 feet by maybe 12, directly under our garage. Dusty shelves lined the walls. On them, old toys, rusted tools, an empty thermos, a faded handbag with cracked leather straps, and envelopes with yellowed edges. Mail. Addressed to a woman named Linda Chase. Postmarked 1979. But something was strange. The return addresses were from different towns across Idaho, none of which we recognized. And every letter was marked "Return to Sender." The engineer who inspected it told us it wasn't a bomb shelter. The supports were too weak, the construction too improvised. He pointed at a blocked section of wall and said it looked like there could be another sealed chamber beyond it. That night, sleep didn't come easy. Every creak of the house made me think of the hollow beneath our feet. My teenage son joked that we should turn it into a man cave. I laughed, but it didn't reach my stomach. Something about the place felt watched. 2 days later, while the construction crew was preparing to reinforce the floor, one of the workers found something wedged between the shelves. A photograph, black and white, curled at the edges. A family of 4. The father's eyes were closed, the mother's expression unreadable. 2 kids smiling awkwardly in matching clothes. Behind them was a garage that looked identical to ours. Same shape, same roofline, though the picture was clearly taken decades before our house even existed. That detail bothered me. I searched the property records. Before our home was built, the land had belonged to an old farmhouse that burned down in the early 80s. The owner? A man named Thomas Chase. The last name hit me like a spark. Chase, the same on the letters. After a few calls to the county archives, someone finally got back to me. That fire, the woman on the phone said, was never ruled accidental. The man disappeared before it started. Only the children's bodies were ever found. I dropped the phone. That evening, after the crews left for the night, I went back to the hole alone. My flashlight trembled slightly as I scanned the room. That handbag, the mail, the toys, they weren't random junk. They were remnants of a life buried twice, once by fire, once by time. And if the engineer was right, if there was another chamber, what could be in it? Every rational part of me said to stop, to wait for the inspectors. But curiosity is a strange disease. It whispers louder than fear. I leaned closer, shining the light along the far wall. There, behind a half-collapsed beam, something metallic glinted. A latch. My pulse raced. I hesitated for what felt like forever, then hooked my fingers around it. The metal screeched as it turned. Dust fell from the ceiling like ash. The beam gave way, revealing a dark tunnel descending into the earth, lined with concrete like a passage. The air that rose from it was cold, stale, almost chemical. I shone the light down. Steps, stone steps leading deeper. Then the flashlight flickered. Just before it died, I saw movement. A silhouette, small, quick, ducking out of sight at the bottom of the stairs. I stumbled backward, nearly slipping on the cracked concrete. The light went out completely, plunging me into darkness. For a moment I stood frozen, hearing only my own heartbeat, until another sound joined it. Soft, wet breathing. I ran. The next day, the city sealed the site, citing structural danger. They rebuilt the floor, poured fresh concrete, and told us it was safe again. But every night since, I've heard it beneath the garage, like faint knocking from under the floorboards. The officials say it's just the concrete settling. My wife says it's the wind, but I know what I saw. There's something down there, something that's been waiting a long, long time to be found. And every time I park my car above that smooth new floor, I swear I can feel it breathing back.